To Washington and the loss of a political powerhouse. Tributes growing overnight for former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. We want to go to Joe Khalil live with a look at how those on Capitol Hill are marking his passing. Joe?
Yeah, Adrian, Senator Harry Reid losing his 4-year battle with pancreatic cancer. But look, how he's being remembered is if you look back on the last 20 years or so, 15, 20 years, all the Democratic major victories that they have had, they probably don't happen without Harry Reid. So that's how he's going to be remembered for his legislative legacy. But it's really his personal story, coming from modest roots to the highest levels of power here in Washington. That story, truly remarkable.
Harry Mason Reid rose to become the most powerful Democrat in all of Congress. But his story starts with humble beginnings. Reid grew up poor in the desert town of Searchlight, Nevada, in a home with no running water. His father, a miner. His mother made money doing laundry at a local brothel. Reid, a middleweight boxer, eventually became an attorney before turning to state politics in Nevada, which included 4 years as lieutenant governor. Eventually, Reid came to Washington in 1983, winning a seat in the House, then in the U.S. Senate 4 years later, always attributing his remarkable journey to family.
Whatever success I had in my educational life, my life as a lawyer, my life as a politician, including my time in Congress, is directly attributable to Landra, my wife.
Reid rose to majority leader and under President Obama became instrumental in ushering the Affordable Care Act through the Senate.
We are done.
Despite all he'd done on a national level, Reid never lost his focus on his home state.
During my 34 years in Congress, I've seen the country change. I've seen Nevada change. The changes in the country and Nevada have been for the better.
After more than 3 decades on opposite sides, Reid's starkest political rival, Republican Senate Leader Mitch McConnell, had only praise for his Democratic counterpart.
But through the years, we've come to understand some things about one another. And we've endeavored to keep our disagreements professional.
Reid, ever the fighter, took his last fight, pancreatic cancer, head on.
Lost all my hair.
It'll come back?
Oh yeah, it'll come back once I get rid of the cancer.
It was a battle he would eventually lose. But through the years of grit, tenacity, and a resume of tough political victories, Reid, from a most unlikely start, has defined his legacy as a giant of the Senate. The proud son of Nevada, Harry Mason Reid, now dead at 82.
And Adrian, through a lifetime of really remarkable stories, I want to share one more. When Harry Reid was going to law school in Nevada, there actually were no law schools at the time. So he came to George Washington University here in Washington, D.C. It was his first experience in the nation's capital. And he actually went to law school and then worked part-time as a Capitol police officer, guarding the very building that eventually he would rise to become one of the most important figures in the Capitol. And in his book, he said that during that time as an officer, he felt sort of invisible to the people walking in and out of the building. By the time he left the Capitol for the last time, he was anything but. He was one of the most visible figures in all of Washington. Adrian?
Joe, I read one quote because you mentioned how scrappy he's described by so many on Capitol Hill. And he said at one time, "I'd rather dance than fight, but I know how to fight." Joe, thank you so much for that tribute. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.